Hi, my name is Macy. I'm a senior, and I'm currently in a class called TED that focuses around TED Talks. But recently we decided to do a project based around the book StrengthsFinders 2.0 by Tom Rath. And essentially we all bought the book and then took the tests that went along with it. We each found out our strengths and discussed them. And it was really interesting for me, so I wanted to make a video and share my strengths. In order, my strengths were input, discipline, adaptability, responsibility, and then restorative. And it was really interesting to me because at first when I got my strengths, I didn't really see how they connected at all. But after reading the descriptions of each one and doing some research, it was really interesting how they all connected, and then in a way, actually really directly, they all connected to the person I think I am. And I just wanted to share a little bit on each one of my strengths. So the first one was input, and essentially the description for input was someone that's craving to know more information always. So it said that the people that have this quality are really big readers, and they always like to expand their vocabulary and learn new, intriguing words or things that interest them, which really is something I do a lot. I'll spend hours just like researching random topics. And then my second strength was discipline. And discipline was the one I think related the most to me because it said it was the qualities of a person that really enjoys routine and structure and is very structured in their everyday life and doesn't like chaos, which is, you know me, that's really up my alley because I can't handle it. And I'm the person that has the planner and writes everything down. And if you could see the notes I have for this talk, I have them lined up on my computer and they're like exactly in order, and so it just really relates to me. And third was adaptability, which kind of I didn't think fit me at first because it said it was someone that is really easygoing and can go with the flow, and I'm not saying I'm not like that, but it's just like weird for me sometimes. But then the other qualities of that trait were that the person takes the future one day at a time and isn't really a futuristic thinker, which is very much how I am because it's easier for me to focus one day at a time. My fourth, just kidding, strength is responsibility. And it said people with this strength are very independent and they value the traits of being honest and loyal. And they have a lot of this drive to finish something once they've started, which is something that I also always do. And so I thought that was just very much me. And then last was restorative, and it said the restorative trait has to do a lot with people that are good at but being addressed with issues or problems and being able to fix them and like quickly being able to find the issue and then solving it and fixing it, which is something that ever since I've gotten siblings, which just happened recently for me, it's been something that I've been able to, or I've gotten better with and had to do a lot more. So I think that's something that's very much like me. And so when I was thinking about all of my strengths kind of together, it seemed like they all, in one way or another, related. So it's like, to me, the discipline has to do with responsibility because it's like to be independent, you need to be disciplined. Not necessarily in all cases, but it's like being independent and you have to like concentrate, or you don't have someone else to rely on. You have to be able to keep everything in order. Or same thing with adaptability and restorative. So it was just interesting to me how they all intertwined. And I just think it's really cool how a test that I hadn't even heard of before this class was able to pinpoint me almost directly, and it was just really cool for me to be able to acknowledge all of my strengths based on a test that was created by someone that doesn't know me. And then it was also another thing that was really interesting to me was the fact that this test, after reading over my strengths and all of my all of the qualities for them and all of the descriptions for each strength, I thought it was really interesting that, or really amazing that each one of these, the descriptions, if you looked at something like my strength being discipline, you could think of it as a negative thing because people discipline aren't necessarily like viewed as a positive thing in some aspects. But if you read like the description of discipline, it helps understand it in like a completely different light. So then it makes it easier to think about the fact that, oh, well, this is one of my strengths, and if you take it and you kind of mold it to something that's, I guess, in a different light or just kind of more positively, it just really helps you kind of figure out who you are in a way. And so I just thought it was really interesting that these were all of my strengths and that everyone has these strengths. So, not these specific strengths, but strengths to themselves. And I think that it was really great that I got the opportunity to learn them, that and that they were all individualized towards me. So, that's it. Thanks.